Hi, it's Sarah Clayton here again, and I'm looking to talk to you today about measurement of body symmetry. We use the Goldsmith indices of body symmetry, which was validated and published back in 1992, so it's been around for quite some time. And what we're going to do is we're going to think about a series of videos for you. So we're going to look, you can watch them all one after the other to get a full measure, but we're going to put them into sections so that it's easy for you to find maybe the bit that confuses you or the bit that you really want to concentrate on. So with the help of our model, Gary, we're going to run through the first part of the measure, which is the optimal start position. Now, to measure somebody, we need 3 people and we need some specialist kit in order to do it properly. So the first person, who's called the measurer, would stand here and is responsible for looking at the angle of the knees. We spend all of the measure with the person with their legs bent, so they're in a nice comfortable position. So the person here, the measurer, is responsible for monitoring the angle of the knees and the angle of the pelvis. And we're thinking about the angle of the knees and pelvis in relation to the horizontal. So, for example, we're not able to measure obliquity, which means kind of when one side of the pelvis is higher than the other, because we don't have a constant to measure against, whereas when we're measuring rotation, then we measure against the constant that is the horizontal. We then have another person here who is called assistant 2, and they're involved with measuring, bringing the angle finder on and off the pelvis, and for measuring the chest when we come to measure the chest. And the final person, who is assistant 1, who is sitting here, they're at the person's head. They support their head and they make sure that their shoulders aren't raising, and they make sure that the person's happy with what's going on, and at any time, any of the people that are involved in the measure, if they think that the person is unhappy, then the measure stops. So the optimal start position, we're looking to, we call it supine crook lying, which means supine means on your back, crook means that we've got the legs bent, and it's a very specific angle that we come to. So what we're looking for is 70 degrees here. Okay, so if you're into your measurements, and it's a popliteal angle of 110, but I always think of it as 70 degrees there. That's the angle that I'm looking for. So an optimal start position, the measurer, remember, who is standing here, will have the legs upright, so they have an angle finder and they're able to find 0 or 90. On the angle finder it says 0, but actually we're looking at 90 degrees, aren't we, from the horizontal. And then they'll measure whether the pelvis is level. So in somebody that can attain the optimal start position, their legs are at 70 degrees, their knees are upright, and their pelvis is level. So that gives us a fundamental symmetry at the legs and pelvis, and that's what we're looking for the optimal start position.